Imagine waking up to find your pristine backyard, the one spot of sanity in suburbia, turned into a war zone overnight. All because some self-appointed queen of the cul-de-sac decided your bird feeder was a threat to community aesthetics. That's exactly what happened to Mike Reynolds in the sleepy enclave of Willow Creek Estates, Texas, where the American dream comes with a side of suffocating bylaws. But Mike, a mild-mannered IT consultant who'd just moved in after a nasty divorce rumor mill painted him as the villain, wasn't about to let this slide. He watched, waited, and turned the tables in a way that left everyone cheering through gritted teeth. Mike had chosen Willow Creek for its promise of peace, uniform white picket fences, kids on bikes, and barbecues that smelled like freedom. But whispers followed him from his old neighborhood, lies about him being a deadbeat dad, spread by his ex's friends. He ignored the sidelong glances at block parties, focusing instead on his daughter Lily, 12, who finally had a yard to play in. One evening, as the sun dipped low, Mike spotted her, Brenda Hargrove, the HOA president, cruising the streets in her golf cart like a low-budget sheriff. Plump and perpetually pursed-lipped, Brenda waved citations like confetti, her voice dripping with faux politeness. "Evening, Mr. Reynolds," she called, slowing to a halt. "Just ensuring our little paradise stays pristine. Wouldn't want any disruptions." The trouble started small, like a weed in cracked concrete. A pink slip appeared on Mike's door. Violation, unauthorized avian structure. Remove immediately or face fines. It was his bird feeder, a simple wooden thing Lily had painted blue. Mike chuckled at first, thinking it a joke. But Brenda's follow-up email was all business. As per Section 4C, all installations must promote uniformity. "We're here to protect property values, for everyone's sake." Mike bit his tongue, removed the feeder, and whispered to Lily, "Some people need rules to feel big." But inside, he noted the absurdity. Brenda's own yard boasted a gaudy flamingo statue that screamed hypocrite. Rumors escalated. Neighbors murmured that Mike was trouble, egged on by Brenda's subtle digs at meetings. "We must vigilate against those who flout our standards," she'd say, her smile tight as a noose. Things heated up when Brenda's patrols turned invasive. Mike caught her peeking over his fence one afternoon, clipboard in hand, muttering about non-compliant mulch. "Brenda," he said calmly, stepping out, "this is private property." "Got a warrant for that inspection?" She straightened, cheeks flushing. "Mr. Reynolds, I'm merely upholding order. Think of the children. Loose mulch could be a hazard." Mike raised a brow. "Like your flamingo could poke an eye out." She huffed off. But that night, anonymous posts on the neighborhood app blasted Mike as antisocial and a risk to our harmony. Lily came home crying after kids repeated the lies. Mike's patience thinned. He started documenting photos of Brenda's selective enforcements, like ignoring her cronies' oversized mailboxes while fining others for minor tweaks. The boiling point hit on a humid Friday. Mike returned from work to find his backyard ravaged, flowers uprooted, Lily's swing set tagged with non-compliant stickers, and a new citation demanding $500 for defiance. Brenda stood there, triumphant, her golf cart blocking the driveway. "This is what happens when you resist, Mr. Reynolds," she sneered, voice laced with moral superiority. "We're building a community here, not a free-for-all." Mike's voice stayed even, but his eyes sharpened. "Community? Or your personal kingdom?" I checked the bylaws. Section 4C doesn't ban bird feeders, it bans eyesores. "Like that pink abomination in your yard." Brenda's face twisted into a comical mix of rage and denial. "How dare you? I've dedicated years to this board. Without me, it'd be chaos." Neighbors gathered, phones out, as Mike pulled up emails proving Brenda had doctored meeting minutes to target him, fueled by her fear of a recall vote after her own violations surfaced. In a flash of poetic justice, Mike revealed his ace, recordings of Brenda's rants, shared live on the app. "Ladies and gents," he announced, "meet the real enforcer, twisting rules to bully newcomers while breaking them herself." Gasps rippled as evidence mounted, forged fines, manipulated votes, all to cling to her throne. Brenda stammered, "This is slander. I was protecting us." But the crowd turned. One neighbor quipping, "Protecting your ego? More like." The board ousted her that night. Amid her blustering protests, Mike watched her golf cart sputter away, defeated, a ridiculous figure in retreat. Willow Creek breathed freer, with reformed rules and real community chats. Lily's bird feeder returned, brighter than ever. But here's the kicker. Was Brenda the true villain? Or just a product of a system that turns neighbors into tyrants? Yes or no? Sound off below. And remember, in HOA hell, the mask always slips eventually.